Bienvenue à tous, aujourd'hui on est à Asuncion, Plaza Moetti. Je vous montre rapidement, donc on a pas mal d'endroits ici par exemple, c'est Beef Club Conception, c'est un magasin qui vend de la viande. Donc un peu plus loin on a quelques restos sympas, Faina, Burger été. Donc c'est une place assez cool et ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui c'est qu'on va rencontrer un promoteur immobilier qui s'appelle ZUBA. Je vais vous le présenter. Vous allez voir, pour moi c'est vraiment un promoteur qui est très intéressant sur Asuncion parce qu'il se différencie des autres projets de construction. Et donc je vais vous montrer tout ça en détail aujourd'hui, c'est parti. Donc on est au bureau de ZUBA comme vous pouvez voir. Alors ce qui est particulier ici, c'est qu'en fait vous avez un espace de coworking directement collé au bureau de ZUBA. Donc n'importe qui, si vous voulez bosser, vous pouvez venir ici place à Moetti et vous pouvez vous installer ici pour travailler. Déjà c'est très intéressant, vous avez une petite cafétéria à côté que je vous montrerai également. Et ce qui est assez unique, c'est que vous avez également un appartement modèle à l'intérieur du coworking. Donc vous pouvez vous rendre compte un petit peu comment c'est fait, la surface, etc. Et également toutes les maquettes des projets de construction ZUBA. Donc au moment où je fais la vidéo, on est à peu près entre 15 et 20 projets terminés, sachant qu'il y en a encore d'autres qui arrivent prochainement. Donc je vais vous montrer, je vais vous détailler un petit peu tous les projets. On va voir tout ça ensemble, c'est parti. Okay, so today we are with Joaquin. Good to see you.
Nice to meet you,
So,
Matt.
Joaquin is working at ZUBA for the international market and institutional market.
Yes, all that is investment funds, private equity, and all this type of business, and also the international brokers that want to sell in the different countries of Europe, in your case, or different countries, also in Latin.
Okay, so I will ask you a few questions about ZUBA to know a bit more about the company.
Yes.
First, can you tell me what's the difference between ZUBA and the other promoter? Because right now in Asuncion it's growing everywhere.
Yes.
There are a lot of companies building.
Yes.
So what's different with ZUBA? What's the thing?
Look, the biggest difference between ZUBA and others developers is that ZUBA have investment grade by Fitch Ratings. That is an international certification that guarantee that we are a big company with good financials, you know, so that's a big difference for the international investor and also the institutional investor. Also, we are the biggest in whole Paraguay. We find a really good match between the unsatisfied demand and also the offer that ZUBA brings to the market. So we have 95% of occupation of all our apartments. So ZUBA is one thing, the other developers are other thing. Whole different market.
Yes, what I like about ZUBA is that you already have some good experience in the market. I will talk about it later. I will show the numbers, the development through the years.
Amazing, of course.
And
we can do that.
As we can see, we have a lot of scale model here. So this is all the projects that are already finished?
Yes, we have 24 projects actually, and we're also gonna launch more products to the market between the year, this year and the next year. We have big ambitions to grow, and our focus right now is not to build buildings, is to create cities.
Okay.
And there is the concept of subanization. Basically, subanization is the concept of conurbation. What it represents is that we build cities between 15 minutes. Okay. So we're gonna have commercial spots, corporative spots with supermarket, with biggies, with banks, with different pet shops, for example, and different services. So that's a big difference, I think, also between ZUBA and other developers.
Yep, and also what I like is that right now all the developers are fighting in the same area. Let's say Recoleta and Villamora, it's really popular. Yeah. Also the street which is called Molas Lopez.
Yes.
So many projects there. And what you do is that you have a different take. You go to a zone that has a lot of potential, and you start building your own zone. Like that's what you did in Asuncion with the zona sit.
Yes, for example, this is a subanization, and this subanization ended with the Plaza project that has all the commercial spots and corporate spots, you know, banks and everything.
So it brings a lot of value to the zone because a lot of buildings are growing, a lot of business are growing.
Yes.
And if you're looking now at the price in the zona sit, and if you compare with, let's say, 5 or 10 years before, it's
really good investment.
Different. It's a good investment.
Really good investment. And this is how we bring good rentabilities. Yeah. Because we create a spot and we get this capital gain and then we trespass to our investors. And this is how we get more than 20% in capital gain in a development project.
It's really interesting.
Yes.
Because if you go to a zone that's already crowded, I mean, you will pay your apartment pretty expensive.
Yes, of
And
course.
it's already expensive, so it will gain maybe a little bit, but not that much.
Yes.
But with what you do, you start with a lower standard zone, and then you start
Yes.
building the zone, and
Yes.
then it gains much more.
And this is the real market in Paraguay.
Yeah.
The middle class and the emerging market, for example, this is where we focus.
I think it's an excellent opportunity because you also have to know that by 2050, so in 25 years, Paraguay will grow by 3 million persons. So there is a lot of natality here, and there is a high pressure for accommodation because, I mean, the country is growing, so we need to build more,
Yes,
more
of
places.
course.
Yeah.
And the real market is where ZUBA is focused.
Okay, so that's
now.
very nice. So you told me that now you're starting a new zone in Asuncion, which is the Trinity zone.
Yes, the next urbanization is the Trinity Zone in Molas Trinidad. That's the name. There we have ZUBA 23 and ZUBA 24, and very soon we're gonna launch ZUBA 25 and ZUBA 26, and also Molas Plaza.
Which
This
is the same concept.
Same concept, commercial spot and corporative.
So there is also a big project which is called Distrito La Perseverancia,
Yes, Distrito La Perseverancia.
and this is it's not from ZUBA, but
It's from the same group,
Okay.
the same family. ZUBA is apart, but obviously we have some connections between
so you have
two
connection
companies.
with this project, and it's a really ambitious project, I would say.
Yes.
It will totally change all the neighborhood.
Yes.
So that's why this zone is also interesting for ZUBA, because it will bring a lot of buildings for more the middle class.
Yes, it's gonna be 4 times bigger than Paseo La Galeria in meter squares building.
Okay, so that's quite
gonna
big.
be crazy.
Yes.
So
okay.
that's why we are having our urbanization there. We know that this zone gonna grow and the capital gain
Will be
really good to your investor and
Okay.
ZUBA investors.
So now let's say that you're an investor, you want to buy an apartment in ZUBA to have a long-term rent. How can you do? Do you need to pay everything up front, or how can you work with the price?
No, you can get a very good price if you pay everything in 1 month, in cash. But also you're gonna have the option to finance it 120 monthly payments, and also you have the opportunity to pay without interest between the time that you are building the project.
So usually it's
for example,
2 years or 3 years maximum?
Yes, maximum 3 years. You can pay the whole amount between this time, these 30 months, for example, without interest.
Okay. That's pretty
And you
interesting.
start the investment with 10 or 20%.
Let's say we have an apartment like $60,000. We can start with 10%, so
Yes.
you start with 6,000, and then every month you pay, let's say, $1,500.
Yes.
And after the construction, you're already good to go. You don't have any interest, and
No interest. You're gonna have at least 20% of capital gain.
Okay.
Normally 25.
Okay.
Or more. Yes.
I know
And
also
in Trinidad, Zona Trinidad, the capital gain is for sure.
Okay. Also, I saw some people that they buy apartment in ZUBA, and when it's finished 2 years later, they sell it back, and they
Yeah.
just make some income like this.
Yes, of course. You get the capital gain, and then you sell, and you can repeat the process.
Really good then.
Yeah. I want to invite you to see our pilot model. Here
Okay.
is 32 meters square. Acá básicamente tenemos una unidad modelo de 32 metros cuadrados. Acá tú tienes una pared, otra pared, la entrada está acá de la pieza y esta es la entrada principal del departamento.
Ok.
Tú entras acá, aquí está el baño. El baño viene con todo esto. Y también el departamento viene con esto
Ajá.
y algunas otras cosas.
Okay.
Acá podemos partir.
Alors, je vous fais une petite présentation rapide de ZUBA hein, sans rentrer trop dans les détails. Donc, c'est une entreprise qui a été créée en 2016. Voilà, ils ont commencé à faire leur building. Donc ZUBA 1, 2, 3. Donc ça, c'était vraiment dans la zone plutôt Fernando de la Mora, la zone nord. Donc au fur et à mesure qu'ils ont commencé leur building, ils ont commencé à avoir des retours de leurs clients. Ils ont amélioré. On peut voir quand même des différences progressives entre chaque building. À chaque coup, ils ont vraiment amélioré leur concept. Donc là, ils arrivent déjà à plus de 100 clients en 2019. C'était vraiment le début. ZUBA 4. Et ensuite, on a vraiment accéléré les constructions. Donc on continue toujours sur ZUBA 5. Là, ils ont commencé à attaquer plus la zone de Luque Sud, avec aussi des concepts de multifamily. Donc ça, c'est plus dans le barrio, dans le quartier Trinité. On continue sur ZUBA 6, ZUBA 7. Changement de logo en 2022. La ZUBA, c'était déjà quelque chose d'assez reconnu au niveau national. Ils avaient déjà pas mal de buildings terminés. Et ils arrivent donc en 2022 à Encarnación. Encarnación, il faut savoir que c'est une ville actuellement qui est en très grosse croissance. Et donc, il y a énormément de de logement là-bas. C'est une zone qui est assez intéressante, qui plaît notamment pour les familles, le côté plage, etc. Surtout en été. Plus de 1000 clients déjà pour ZUBA en 2022. Donc ça, c'est très intéressant. Donc là, on est déjà à ZUBA 9. Ensuite, on continue. Alors, c'est vrai que sur les noms ZUBA, ils mettent des numéros, ils mettent pas de noms originaux, mais au moins, c'est facile de savoir dans quel ordre ça a été fait. Donc, on est arrivé en 2023. On a une deuxième tour qui a commencé à Encarnación également. Ils ont commencé à faire aussi des tours pour les business, donc pour faire des bureaux. Et ils arrivent à Ciudad de Este. C'est une ville qui, à premier abord, peut sembler peu intéressante parce que les gens, ils vont surtout pour faire du business. Donc, à visiter, c'est pas spécialement passionnant. Mais c'est vrai que c'est quand même aussi une ville avec une grosse croissance. Il y a une demande assez importante de logement à Ciudad de Este. Donc, ça reste une ville à surveiller en termes d'investissement. Et donc, on arrive sur des projets, comme on en parlait tout à l'heure dans l'interview, ZUBA Plaza, où à la fois, on a des logements, on a une tour exécutive, donc avec des bureaux pour les entreprises. Et en bas, on va avoir des supermarchés, par exemple des biggies ouverts 24 heures sur 24, pharmacie, coiffeur, etc. Donc on a vraiment tout, à la fois le côté habitation, sur le toit vous avez la piscine, etc. Vous avez vraiment tout ce qu'il faut. Donc ça c'est ce genre de projet qui vraiment change un quartier et qui sont très intéressants. Et donc en 2024, donc bon, vous aurez compris, ils continuent de faire des tours au fur et à mesure. Donc là on a plusieurs choses qui sont passées assez importantes en 2024. Non seulement ils ont lancé la communauté ZUBA, c'est-à-dire que quand vous êtes client de ZUBA, vous faites partie de la communauté. Donc, imaginons que vous ayez un business, vous allez pouvoir proposer des offres aux autres investisseurs de ZUBA. Donc voilà, il va falloir négocier d'abord avec ZUBA pour être sur la plateforme bien sûr, mais vous allez pouvoir mettre en avant votre business et ZUBA va vous recommander simplement. Ça c'est quelque chose de très intéressant. Alors également ça c'est un projet plus social, c'est-à-dire qu'ils construisent des maisons pour chaque étage ZUBA terminé. Ça c'est toujours intéressant. Toujours en 2024, il y a eu pas mal de choses qui se sont passées, notamment la certification ISO, qui est quand même une reconnaissance assez intéressante. Ils ont eu la certification comme quoi ils étaient le meilleur endroit pour travailler en 2024 et surtout le Fitch Rating, donc ça c'est un classement international qui donne ZUBA en tant que constructeur avec de la crédibilité parce que n'importe qui ne peut pas forcément avoir ce rating, surtout que c'est un rating de A-, ce qui est vraiment plutôt bien. Et aujourd'hui c'est le seul promoteur à Asuncion qui possède un Fitch Rating, d'autant plus que c'est un Fitch Rating A-, donc c'est quand même un très bon classement. Donc voilà, et en 2025, comme je vous disais, ils vont commencer à développer tout ce qui est le quartier de la Trinité, Trinidad. Donc là, avec un premier bloc assez important, mais au total, il y aura sans doute plus de 20 édifices qui vont être construits dans cette zone. Donc pour moi, ZUBA, c'est vraiment une entreprise qui a déjà fait ses preuves, qui est reconnue internationalement également et qui va continuer de développer des zones en pleine croissance. Et c'est des zones où vous allez pouvoir acheter à des prix assez intéressants parce que c'est des zones qui ne sont pas encore en demande extrême. Donc c'est là-dessus qu'on va pouvoir faire vraiment des gains d'achat, de revente ou même à la location. Vous avez énormément de demandes dans ces zones et aujourd'hui, ils ont rempli leurs immeubles à plus de 95%. Donc, c'est quand même une valeur sûre. Okay, so now we are with Alejandro. So you're the founder of ZUBA.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about your company? You told me that recently you got some prizes with your company.
Yeah, here we have a little shelf of just a little bit of the history of ZUBA. We won 3rd place as best place to work in Great Place to Work for women in Paraguay. We did our first issuing of public bonds in the stock market here this year, $5 million, $12.5 million in equity, $12.5 million in debt that we structured the first REIT here in Paraguay. It's a multifamily housing REIT. We're going to build 1,000 apartments. And it's a company called Eleva, which ZUBA is a partner, and actually my partner here is also another partner. We donated 100 houses for very low-income people who many of them work in our construction, and so they are people in need with an organization called Techo. They gave us a little house, a sample house as a reminder of this social corporate responsibility. It's an ongoing program. We are currently not only doing delivery of houses, but we're also helping people, teaching them skills to be future employed within our buildings. Innovation, we won an innovation prize for a Great Place to Work also, and the first ringing of the bell when we came out in the public markets. This is just a little shelf of some of the things that have been going on in the recent years in ZUBA. It's a very long history in a short period of time. So we, of course, are very grateful for investors that have come here, that have given us a lot of their confidence, investment, but also just getting to know our country and being welcome into this ecosystem that not only Paraguay, but also ZUBA offers. So we just wanted you to have a little peek inside of this is my office actually, and just to give you a little sneak peek of what we do here.
That's really nice. Yeah, as I commented before, we could see that you started in 2016.
Yeah.
And through the years, it was really accelerating.
Yeah.
Now it's really big, ZUBA, and I really like the kind of project you're offering.
Thank you. I mean, it took us the first 3 years to reach 100 apartments. Yeah. The next 3 years, we reached 1,000. So that is, just to give you a little sense of what we're doing here and how the evolution of the market, but also of our company has really pushed the barriers in this country.
If you had to talk to a foreign investor, what would you tell him about Paraguay? Why is Paraguay a good place to invest?
So we like to say that Paraguay can be paralleled to maybe UAE, 30 years ago. It's a land of opportunity, it's a land of potential, of growth, very young population. It's a very socially conservative but economically liberal country. And there aren't many of these in the world, right? Where you have both a very free and open market, but at the same time you have a more socially conservative population, a very Christian population, but at the same time very welcoming from any background, from any religion or credence or race. It's a very socially cohesive country, so there aren't these, class struggles or race fights. It's a very tranquil country, very united, and that gives you a lot of previsibility in your investments. So you can have a long-term investment strategy in Paraguay. And as you can see, the last 30 years, we have pretty much grown at a rate of about 3.5 to 4%. This year, we will grow again at 4%. So we're one of the fastest growing countries in Latin America, and a very high quality of life.
Okay, so that's pretty stable, pretty predictable for the future.
Yeah.
And also what I really like here is that a lot of my clients, they come here just as a plan B. Yeah. Because they're not sure of the future of Europe. But when they arrive in Paraguay, they actually enjoy the country and they actually decide to stay. So that's really nice. It's a good sign, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And we welcome anyone that wants to visit, tourists, relocate here.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot then for the quick talk. And
thank you, Matthieu.